Now, as a technical person or anybody who's even doing a loan, the technical people use certain terms, and I think it's important that we see a quick definition or a quick understanding of what these terms are. Let's look at them one by one. Of course, if you are a technical person and more involved with the appraisal, you will have to do a greater research and a greater study to understand these terms. So here goes. The first is the superstructure. The second is substructure. You then have the foundation. Quickly following the foundation is the plinth. You then have what is called the DPC. Now there are three terms which in a way are clubbed together: the column, the beam and the slab. You then have another three terms which are clubbed together: carpet area, built up area, super built up area. The next two terms that I would suggest you look at in greater depth if it interests you is the RCC and the PCC. There are different levels when a project is being completed. You have a lintel level and you have a roof level. Two other terms that are often used together is stilts and open car parks. The next phrase which you will often hear is waterproofing. You then have two free areas, so to say. One is the free balcony and the other is the free staircase. Most developers will charge you a development charge. So that's the next phrase you need to understand. And then finally, you have two other words which come into play. One is setback and one is usage. Let us now look at some other words and some often used other nomenclatures to define certain kinds of properties, certain kinds of approval, certain type of locations. So what you have is the FSI or the FAR. Often in certain locations, especially along the sea, you will hear of a word like salt pans. Another commonly used phrase is mangroves. Another phrase that you will come across is real estate FDI. You then have transferable development rights or TDR, and you have coastal regulatory zone or CRZ. Now these are specific to certain locations and certain geographies, but as a pan-India you will come across these phrases in different shapes and form. You then have a concept called heritage conservation. And the last one, linked to overall slum development and redevelopment, you have phrases like SRD, SRA and the redevelopment of these slums.